Contemplate the workings of the inner being. Your eyes are wide open, but are you really seeing?
And now, another episode of
An Unlikely Stranger.
In a World.
Two unlikely survivors of the end of the world.
Meet up with a brown chicken and a brown cow. Brown chicken. The brown chicken, brown cow is back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ta.
My name is Cole.
We are Ta Cole, and this is Mentor in the Mirror
podcast.
And now we're going to have an episode of Ask Nurse Ta.
So, in case you've been listening for a while and you didn't know, Ta was an emergency medicine nurse for 23 of his 25 years as far as his clinical experience. And we hear a lot of really terrible information getting passed around.
Really shitty advice.
Yeah, that is fortified by the medical care system. And so I'm just going to kick it off with the thing that came across my timeline today. Drinking Sprite if you have an upset stomach.
Yeah, it's an actual
friend or foe.
It's an actual thing.
It is. So first, let's talk about where does that come from? Why do people even think? Where does it come from having Sprite if you don't feel good?
It has migrated from ginger ale to Sprite, and it was a thing when I started nursing in 1992. There were actual orders for ginger ale. Give patient ginger ale. This was an actual order. If somebody had felt gassy or their stomach was upset, they would give them Maalox, and or it was Mylanta back then.
Right.
Give them Mylanta and ginger ale, and it was because the bubbles would cause the esophagus to open up and people to belch to release the gas. So people took it upon themselves to just have Sprite instead because Sprite was extra sweet, and kids would tend to drink Sprite more than ginger ale. So it went from soda water to ginger ale to Sprite. That's the evolution of it, and it's absolutely ridiculous.
Look, if you're not feeling good, giving yourself straight sugar, processed sugar,
no bueno,
is not functional for your immune system. It's not giving you any building blocks to help with anything. What?
Nah, Suenya should be drinking some Sprite for your stomach ache, bruh. Oh.
The wind up for that whole thing was magical. I'm sorry everybody missed it. It was a wind up. It was magical,
Sprite, bro.
I know. So here's the thing. So someone's listening right now. What should they do if they have an upset stomach and they're not feeling very well? Besides the fact that common sense, I don't know, but when you're told by a doctor, have Sprite with an upset stomach, you kind of roll with it.
Well, common sense is not common.
Okay, fair.
I don't have common sense at anybody because most people don't know how to navigate their bodies. I didn't know how to navigate my body.
I know how to navigate your body.
Yeah, you should navigate it after this podcast recording. Navigate. I'll give you something that won't upset your stomach. Anyhow. If an upset stomach varies. It all depends on what's going on with you. And one of the things I think it's like the third or fourth most prescribed drug in the United States of America is antacids.
Oh yeah,
like Maalox.
My mom lived on that stuff, like for real. Well, what are the
Tums?
No, but the actual pills though for like IBS and stomach issues.
Oh, you're talking about the PPIs, the proton pump inhibitors, like Protonix and
why can't I think of the word?
What, Zantac, Pepsid.
Yeah,
all of those are proton pump inhibitors, and what they do is they block the production of hydrochloric acid, and hydrochloric acid is the acid in your stomach that causes you to break down your food.
Right.
And if you don't have hydrochloric acid, if you have a small amount of hydrochloric acid, the food doesn't get broken down properly. And then when it goes into your intestines, it can actually cause problems with intestinal permeability. So people can get leaky gut, or if they have leaky gut, it can cause a lot of problems because those big particles will move across the intestinal barrier into the bloodstream, and then people will have, then your immune system goes off, and inflammation happens, and antibodies get created, and then people are suddenly allergic to things they weren't allergic to before. There's a whole process to that, and I can go on for days about the science behind it, but it's problematic. So when you have proton pump inhibitors for long periods of time, it can stop you from creating from having enough hydrochloric acid. Also, when you have antacids, same type of deal. It blocks that stuff, and it changes the microbiome. It changes all the bacteria in your belly. So it causes more problems, and this can cause inflammation. This can cause leaky gut. This can cause you to have stuff that will cross your blood-brain barrier, which is a leaky brain, right, which is why people get brain fog, and they get confused and angry, and they get suicidal and all of this stuff. And we blame all this stuff on a mental process, on stress or mental processes, but these are actually physiological processes.
Well, even when someone says there's a chemical imbalance, everything you're putting into your body is creating a chemical reaction, including your thoughts, your breath, everything.
Alert, alert. Your body is one big bag of chemicals. Of course you have a chemical imbalance. When you eat breakfast, you have a chemical imbalance, right? When you eat lunch, you have a chemical imbalance, and then things start to level off. When you drink water, you have a chemical imbalance, and then things start to level off. Your body has to take all of the chemicals and kind of bring them into homeostasis. So all of this garbage about chemical imbalances, man, I can go on for days about that. You know, alcohol poisoning and all of this other jive. Oh, you have too much alcohol in your system. Yeah, you know.
I mean, it's poison regardless. That's how you get the
proper amount of alcohol is. Yeah. 0, right? None. You're not supposed to have any alcohol.
What about my kombucha dough?
No. Sorry. No. Your body will get rid of it though. Anyway, so you had asked what a person should do if they have a tummy ache. Yep. There are several things you can do if you have a tummy ache.
Or feeling nauseous.
Get up and walk. Number one, the more you move around, if you get around, and not just walk, get up, do a couple of squats, move your body around. It encourages bowel motility. And when your bowels move, then you can fart, you can burp, you can belch. It encourages what's called peristalsis. And that's the movement of your intestines and your stomach. So it's kind of like wave-like projections that make your bowels move. So if you have gas, things may not be moving, or if you have an out of balance microbiome, they can be producing more gas depending on what you've eaten and how you and that type of stuff. So the things you can do about that are immediately. You can drink like carbonated water. Carbonated water is
so just
fine.
Like plain soda water.
Soda water is fine. I wouldn't go with ginger ale because there's sugar in it, a bunch of sugar. I wouldn't go with Sprite.
That kind of sugar creates inflammation in the body. And if your immune system is already on fire because of inflammation and stomach issues, and it's already, if your stomach is upset, your body's upset.
Yeah, your body's upset. Listen, the connection between your belly and your brain is it's the tightest connection in your body. So tighter than your heart, tighter than your lungs, tighter everything. Your intestines, your belly, and your gut and your brain are connected really, really closely. So, when you understand the detriment that sugar actually brings to the entire body, you'd back off of sugar. It's a problem. It's a big problem. So adding sugar to your carbonated water is going to cause problems. One way or the other. It may make you feel better for a couple of seconds, but it may not last that long because you may be causing more detriment in your belly than you did before.
Right, because all the sugar.
Right. So it's counterintuitive. It's counterproductive, and it's just some crazy shit that we've been doing for years. And I think that our medical industry needs to really step up its game and start educating physicians on how to guide people. I've had doctors say all the time, "Oh, just give your kids some Sprite." All the time, no, and I'll tell them, "Hey, look, no Sprite, no." No. If you want to give the kids some soda water, cool. You want to squeeze a little bit of grape juice in it or something, or not even grape juice, because these people will go get the most terrible grape juice.
The Welch's
crap. Put something. I'll tell them to put something in it that to
like sweeten it, or electrolytes. There's great electrolyte powders.
Blend up some stuff and put it in
some strawberries. Blend up some strawberries. But I mean,
this is a thing with the medical industry is the physicians are not educated in nutrition. They're not educated on diet. Most of them are not educated on leaky gut. They're starting to get educated on it, but most of them are not.
Well, they really still only are aware about probiotics, not prebiotics and other elements necessary for gut flora in general.
Well, I've sent people home time and time again on antibiotics. Nobody speaks to these people about probiotics.
Yeah.
Antibiotics are killing bacteria, and they will kill the bacteria in your gut, and it will cause an imbalance, and it can cause more problems.
A lot of people don't understand that the most serotonin that gets released in your body is made in your gut.
At least 90% of it.
Yeah.
And this is what makes this is the hormone that you feel connected with. This is the hormone that makes you feel loved or loved. This is the hormone that has a lot to do with your with sex, and it has a lot to do with a lot of stuff.
So it's like natural ecstasy. Get your glut flora together.
Your glut flora, yeah. I'm a glut flora.
Glut flora.
Yeah, come on, get your glut flora and put it on. Put it in your face. Come on, here, over here. Get down under the table, yeah. Get to the chopper or the chupacabra.
I'm not even going to try to say it because I end up sounding like a Dracula that is maybe hearing impaired. And that's not to insult anyone. That is legit. I had someone call me on it. It's legit what it is. So I choose to not partake in that particular voice.
So soda, man, my recommendation, my invitation is to remove it completely from your life.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. You don't need it. Nobody needs it. It is one of the most, if not the most dangerous processed food substance. I can't even call that food. It's the most processed drug there is on the market that's legal. Sugary sodas.
Well, just the consistent spikes in insulin, the amount of caffeine, the aspartame in a lot of them.
The increase in the gaps in the blood-brain barrier and in the intestinal wall. It's really important that we do not participate in this. Also, the overgrowth of Candida, which is a yeast, and it grows in your intestines.
It feeds on sugar, man.
It feeds on sugar, and it causes you to want to drink more soda, have more sweet stuff, because it's hungry and it eats. And when it's overgrown, it wants more and more and more.
You think your cravings are like you, and it's actually like billions of bacteria that are hungry. I'm hungry, Cole. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry. So it's about 5 pounds of bacteria that are living inside of your gut. 5 pounds. LBS, right? 5 pounds. That's about almost 3 kilos, right? Of bacteria in your gut. There are more, cell for cell, there are more bacteria in your gut than there are in your entire body, I believe. I believe that the last I've researched. There are more cells, and they create more hormones, and they have their gene expression, they have, I'd say, 100 to 150 times the amount of genes that than human beings have. So the expression of their genes and how they direct the body has more impact than the actual human body has on itself. So when you can get into the depth of what's going on with your genome and with your microbiome, shit starts to get really interesting.
Bruh.
And I invite everybody to look into this type of stuff.
That's straight up body snatching, son.
This is what we are.
I know. I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not saying that you're kidding or not kidding. It's just
I said I am kidding.
Part of what we are is bacteria.
Yeah.
When you look at the human body, we're 100 trillion cells, 75 trillion cells.
Coming at you live right here on this podcast.
Bringing you this experience live, right? 100 trillion human cells and probably 200 trillion, 150 trillion microbes, right? That includes viruses, yeast, bacteria, fungus, all these different things are in us. and they're talking to us and with us. They're on our skin. They're in each organ. They're in your gut. They're in everything that you are. And they are we are a symbiotic organism. We are not just human. We are all of these things together cooperating, and we're all eating what we put in our mouth, right? We're eating the things that land on us. We're doing all of this stuff. We are a symbiotic organism. It's like the midichlorian if you're a Star Wars fan, right? We're in symbiosis with all of these things, and when all of these things are happy and they're working together, that's when the whole human organism is functional. And this is why I talk to my bugs, man. I talk to my bugs before I eat. I talk to them when I wake up. I'm like, hey, how y'all doing? What are we eating today? What are we doing? How's our movement? It's on our food. It's on our vegetables. It's on our if you eat meats and stuff like that. It's on all of that stuff. So knowing that we are in symbiosis is really important. And so we've drifted off the topic. This is about soda. Stop drinking it.
We'll talk more because we have some pretty incredible experts, honestly, that we work with, that we know, that we adore. So we'll have them come on and talk about it more. And this is a big reason why before someone comes to work with us, we ask you what dietary shifts you've made, because it matters. It's not just about body fat. It's not just about obesity. It's not just about those things. It's that the chemical creation of hormones in your body is directly correlated by what you put in it.
It definitely is. And this is a question that people come to me all the time. What can I do right now to shift my mood? You can change your food. You can change what you're drinking. You can change how you're breathing. All of these things affect your mood. And incorporate some probiotics. Get some fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi. Get these things into your make them.
It's easy to make. It's literally like salt and water for most fermented foods.
Seriously,
Yeah. And there's like kits on Amazon, $20 and you're off to the races.
Yep.
So if you're listening right now, hit us up on Instagram. What was your biggest takeaway with this episode? Was there something that you didn't know, something that blew your mind, something that you were like, that's horse shit, that's not true? Hit us up. Let's talk about it, because honestly, you can find research to support a great many things, and then there is research that is across the board what most people are finding. So as always, that mentor in the mirror is you. That mentor in the mirror is magic. That mentor in the mirror is the one with the answers. So look at yourself in the mirror. Talk to those bugs in your belly and be like, hi, bugs. What's up, bugs?
What up?
What up? You want to go to the park today, bug?
Y'all bugging.
I used to call him one of my dogs, my pit bull, I named Bug. Well, that wasn't his real name, but that was his little name.
Was he bugging?
No, his name was Roland, but I called him Bug.
Roland Bug.
Anyways, rate, review,
Rollin'.
subscribe, share with a friend. We love you so much. Hit us up on IG, and if you haven't left a review, we love that. Pause.
Leave that review.
Go over there.
Leave
it.
Leave it.
We want it.
Yes.
Give it.
Right
now. My name is Cole.
My name is Ty.
This is Mentor in the Mirror. Be free.